What's up everybody, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to talk about how do you choose a WordPress theme. Maybe you're a business owner or a blogger, or you're a realtor, or you're someone who wants to build a website for whatever purpose. Choosing a theme is going to be one of the most important aspects of your website's design, because that's what people will see when they visit your website, the theme that you're using for the front end display. So choosing a good WordPress theme is something you're definitely going to want to spend some time on. Now the thing is, there's literally thousands of themes you can choose from. There's a bunch of free themes that are on WordPress.org. And let me tell you, some of the themes they have are really awesome. They provide a bunch of different features and functionality, and often a free theme is going to provide you the basics of what you need in order to have your WordPress powered website look good online. But then you also have the premium options, like I sell themes on my website, PixemWeb.com. I sell themes for realtors, I sell multi-purpose type themes, and I even have a DevWP WordPress training theme that I'm using to help people learn how to code their own custom WordPress theme using underscores and Bootstrap 4. But how do you choose one? Do you go with the free option? Do you go for the paid option? It can be very difficult. So the first thing I recommend is try the free option. See if one of them makes sense for you. But there are some things you're going to want to consider when it comes to the features and the functionality that the theme offers. You're going to want to make sure that it's fully responsive. What does this mean? It means that the theme is made to look good on any type of device that a person's going to visit on, whether it's a desktop or laptop, or if it's a smartphone or a tablet. That's no longer an option, and you want to make sure that the user experience is good on any device they're coming to your site on. The good thing is most themes are responsive in design. You're also going to want to make sure that your theme offers you the ability to have social media connection, where they connect with you on your social media profiles, and social media sharing, where they can share your content with their connections online. A very important thing is you want to make sure that the theme you choose is search engine friendly. What do I mean? You want to make sure that the code is using proper HTML5 semantic markup and is optimized for performance. For instance, the themes that I sell and what I'm teaching other theme developers on how to do is how to make sure that the themes they create are only calling in the files that are necessary. Now, what I'm doing with DevWP is I'm showing people how to take all their style sheets and all their JavaScript files to concatenate and minify them into one file for the CSS file and the JavaScript file itself. That's important for optimization and performance. It's a little bit of a web development jargon, but it's important in terms of the optimization of a website, because the more files that are being included, the longer it'll take for a website to load within the browser. And you and I both know that if a website takes more than 2 seconds to load, most people will probably abandon that website for another competitor's. And then you want to make sure that the theme you choose has the layout options that you want. Does it have a left sidebar, right sidebar, no sidebar, landing page options? Is it box centered with enough padding and margin on the right and left hand side, or is it edge to edge in design and display? Do you have the ability to set a default layout, and do you also have the ability to change the layout on each individual post or page? That's something you may want to consider. Another thing is, how's your navigation? Is it a standard navigation that disappears when a person scrolls, or is it a fixed navigation that, stays with the person as they're scrolling down the page? Do you have the ability to customize that in an easy to use graphical user interface like the theme customizer? So there's a whole lot to cover. Again, it's the responsive design of a website, social media integration for the website, the ability to make sure that the layout options are there for you in terms of the layout design for the site, and the performance and optimization for search engine purposes. There's a whole bunch of stuff to consider. Most of the free options out there on WordPress.org will meet the vast majority of your needs, and then there's some of the premium options that you may want to consider looking at as well. Now, how much can you pay for a theme? Again, there's the free options. Then you have the paid premium options that can range from anywhere from like $10 to maybe $100 or even more. And even if you're getting a custom website made with WordPress, it's still using a theme, albeit a custom theme that's designed to your specification, and that can cost $5,000 or more. Sometimes you can get a good deal and maybe it only costs you $1,000. But in reality, themes cost money if you're going to go for a premium option. Like on my website, I sell themes for about $60, but I do have the DevWP theme, which is what I'm using to teach people how to code. And now I just added a whole bunch of features and functionality to it, and I'm going to be recording another video showing people how to code every single bit of functionality. And now DevWP is ready to be used by production websites as well, which means if you're looking for a premium option that's not going to break the bank, you may want to take a look at DevWP, use it to power your website, and also learn what the code is actually doing by watching the other videos that I have on this topic and the upcoming video that's going to show you in depth, step by step, what each part of the code is doing. Alright, so that's a long introduction. Let's jump on the computer and let me show you what I believe as a developer themes should have in terms of the features and functionalities. These might be something you're interested in too. And again, always check the WordPress.org repository first. See if there's a free option that meets your needs. And if you're looking for a paid version, check out PixemWeb.com. Let's jump on that computer. Alright, so when you're choosing a WordPress theme for your website, you have a bunch of options to look at. You can go to WordPress.org, take a look at their themes section, and you're going to see that you have thousands of themes that you can choose from. Some are the default themes, and some are developed by other developers who are sharing their themes on the repository itself. So there's a bunch of themes here. You can take a look at any of them and you can choose them. Or you can go to a website like my website, PixemWeb.com, and you can take a look at the themes that I offer or any of the other marketplaces out there. But the reality is there's a bunch of different options you could choose from. So how do you choose a WordPress theme for your website? That's the question. What are some of the key features that you're going to want to look at? You're going to want responsive design. You're going to want to make sure your website is SEO friendly. Your theme is SEO ready. You want to make sure it provides the layout options that you want. And you want to make sure it has features that give you the ability to customize your theme to suit your needs. Alright, so as a theme developer myself, I'm teaching people how to code a WordPress theme. So I'm going to show you some of my thinking as a theme developer, some of the things that I believe are important to have in a theme. So we're going to look at DevWP. DevWP is one of the themes that I have for sale on my website. It's only $10. It's a theme that I'm using to teach people how to code, but it's also a theme that you could use in order to power your website, whether it's a blog, business type website, e-commerce website, or anything of that nature. I currently have a live demo of it over here, but this is for the current version. I'm going to be uploading the newest version within the next day or so, and I'm going to be recording a brand new video that teaches anybody how to code their own custom WordPress theme using underscores and the Bootstrap 4 framework. So let's take a look at DevWP and I'll show you some of the things that I believe should be part of a theme and some things that you may want to make sure that will be in the theme that you choose to use, whether it's a free theme from WordPress.org or if it's a premium paid theme like DevWP or any of the other options out there. Alright, so first thing we want to make sure is that the theme is responsive. So what do I mean by that? I want to make sure that it looks great on all devices, whether it's coming from a desktop, laptop, or if it's coming from a smartphone or a tablet. So DevWP is fully responsive in terms of its layout and design. I'm going to toggle this icon over here so we get rid of the admin toolbar. And you're going to see that as we scroll down or as we reduce the size of the browser window, it refactors itself. It's fully responsive, and that's what you want. You want that because you never know where your website visitors are going to come from. So I use Bootstrap 4 in terms of the front-end framework for DevWP and for the vast majority of the themes I create. Why? Because it offers an awesome grid system. You're going to find that a lot of different themes use Bootstrap 4. Also has the drop-down menu, has the hover drop-down effect, and one thing that I did with DevWP is I added functionality that typically does not come with Bootstrap itself, which is the hover effect for the navigation dropdown, and also making the link item, the top level link item, clickable. So that's just a user experience feature that I added to DevWP that some of the people who looking at my previous videos on how to code a WordPress theme wanted to see if it was possible to do that. So I added that in there. Now over here we have the full hero section over here that's edge to edge. we bring it back over here like this, and then you see that we have another section. Now this is another large image, but this could be for a slider itself. So if you want to use a slider to showcase a bunch of different images or featured posts or featured content, you could do that in this area. Then we have our centered image area over here, and then we have some blog content over here and the sidebar here. Alright, so we also have the scroll to top, and if you start scrolling down further, you're going to see that as it gets towards the bottom of the main content area over here on the left hand side, the sidebar continues scrolling. Now that's called a sticky sidebar. Now that's good because what you'll find on some themes or some websites is the main content area might be shorter than the sidebar content, and that just looks kind of weird. So having a sticky sidebar or sticky center area or main content area is something you're going to want to have. So that's what I coded into DevWP. And down here you see where we have the connect with us. These are all the social media websites that DevWP supports. Everything from Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, Quora, all the way to Dig, Pinterest, LinkedIn, Google Plus, and everything in between. That's important because you want to make sure that people can connect with you on your website. That's something you're going to want to make sure that your theme supports. Now, remember, connecting with your brand on your social platforms or wherever you could be found on social media, that's important. But you also want to make sure that people can share your content. So if we go to a post over here, you notice we have the sidebar towards the left, and I'll go into that in a moment, and the main content area over here and towards the right. But if you scroll down, we also have the ability to share the articles or the content on various social media networks. Now that's important because besides connecting with you on your social platform or your social media profiles, wherever you could be found, you want people to be able to share your content with their friends or people that they feel might benefit from viewing your content. So I have that over here as well. That feature is baked into DevWP. And then this section over here, this is a below content widget area that you can place pretty much any type of content you want. In this case, I'm using my Amazon affiliates links. So that way when a person reads a particular blog post or article, there'll be displayed some links to some content or some offerings that are related to the actual article itself. So that way it increases the ability or the likelihood that somebody will make a purchase. And again, we have the sticky sidebar there. Then we have the post navigation, and again, the connect with us and the scroll to top. All right, so now let's go into the actual back end of the site to take a look at some of the features that we have. So I'm going to toggle this icon again over here. We go to the front page. Now we're going to click customize, and now we have this section over here. Now if you're getting a theme, you want to make sure that there's documentation to support it. You want to make sure there's a way for you to get more information on how to use it. So in coding DevWP, I'm sharing with other developers how they can share important information or important links right there within the customizer. So we have these links that are baked into the theme. So if you want to get a premium website setup, you can click there. You can look at the demo page for it. You can look at the video documentation that shows you how to set up the theme or how to code the theme. And if you just need support, you have that link there. Then we have theme options. Theme options are important because you want to be able to customize the look and feel of your theme. All right, so what I'll do here is I'm going to grab that URL, open up a new window. I'm on the front end now. So I'm going to toggle this again so we get rid of the admin toolbar. So what I'm going to do is go to the theme options section. These are some of the customizations that I'm putting into DevWP into the customizer. So as for the container width, we have two options. We could use the centered format, which is how it looks now, where you have the main content centered with equal padding on the right and left hand sides. And of course it's fully responsive, so that works out well. Or you could choose the fluid width container, which pushes everything towards the edge of the screen or the browser itself. So now we publish that. We go here, we're going to see the navigation section up here has been pushed to the left and right. And now you see that the main content area as well has been pushed to the edge of the browser window, left and right, with just a little bit of padding on both sides. So, if you want to have a different type of look and feel, like a container fluid edge to edge type of website, that is possible with this theme. So you may want to consider a theme that offers you that ability to customize the layout and the way your content is formatted. All right, so now we can bring that back to the regular responsive centered type with container. Now in terms of the navbar, you see that it doesn't scroll with you. A popular option is to also have a fixed navbar. So what that does, it keeps the navigation bar always at the top. Now that's a popular feature. You might see that on some websites. Maybe you like it, maybe you don't. Maybe you want to have that type of functionality. And if you do, you can just implement that right here within the customizer. So you may want to find a theme that has that type of functionality built into it. This gives you the ability to really control the way your theme, looks and feels. Now, in terms of the way content is laid out, that's something that every website is different. It's easy to make a one-size-fits-all type of theme, and maybe it's okay for your website to look just like everybody else's, but maybe it's not. Maybe you want to have a different type of layout option. So instead of having a right sidebar, we can choose to have a left sidebar. So publish that. Now we go here. Again, we made it centered again. Now we have the fixed navigation on top, and now we have the sidebar on the left-hand side. Now this is the default that's going to be displayed. So if you want to just have every single post and page with this type of layout, that's easy to do. But what if you want to customize the individual blog post itself? Well, let's go over here to post number 16. It's just a demo post. All right, you see that the sidebar is on the right-hand side. Why is that? Well, because if we go over here, we're going to go into the edit post. One thing that I coded within DevWP is the ability to use different template files. And that uses the template hierarchy, and also making sure that I offer the different types of layouts for the different posts and pages. So you can go with the right sidebar, which is the default template, or you can go with full width or left sidebar. So for this one, we're choosing the right sidebar. And then we can view the post, and we have the right sidebar. This section over here, since DevWP is coded to help theme developers, what I did is I wanted to make sure that it was developer friendly, meaning developer can share code snippets directly on their website and have it user friendly. So here we have the numbered lines, and we also have the copy to clipboard functionality, which means a person can just, they can paste their code snippets there, and anybody visiting the site can just copy the code snippet. And then let's say we're going to use Notepad, and they can paste the code snippet right there, and it's properly formatted. Everything is the way it's supposed to look. So that's good. And again, sticky sidebar and scroll to top. All right, so now we have that done. What about no sidebar? Publish. Go over here. Now we'll go to the front page, because that will demonstrate it the best. In some of the other pages and posts, I've already established what layouts I want for them. So now we have no sidebar there. And the same thing on the blog row page. No sidebar. So that shows you that you can easily customize it. And again, we have our large hero image over here with our calls to actions, with our button icons over here as well. And again, everything just works nicely. Again, this is DevWP. This is a training theme that I'm using to help theme developers learn how to code custom WordPress themes. Anybody can learn how to code their own theme. They just need the right, guidance, support, and description and what each different piece of code actually does. So that's what I'm doing with this theme, and I sell it on my website, where a person can go to PixemWeb.com/DevWP, click on Get DevWP, and for $10, they're able to get all the code that they could use to power their website, a client's website, or they could use to view the videos side by side. That way they can see what the code is doing, get a full description and full explanation of how that functionality is working. All right, so now we go back over here. What about the excerpt length? So the excerpt length is a snippet of content taken from an article that's going to be used to try to hook people into clicking to read more. So here we have it set for 80. Let's say that's too long. Say you want it only to 40. Now it reduces the size of the excerpt right there within the theme customizer, and that's in the options area. So that's why I'm coding this functionality in there, so that way people can learn how to code for the customizer, but at the same time provide this level of customization in an easy to use format. So that's pretty cool. What about the header area? So here we are on the front page, right? So you can choose to put in the call to action information over here, and the same thing for the blog page. I'm using the same image, but you could choose a different image if you want. And then for the header media, you could choose a YouTube video if you want, or you can choose your custom image right there. Now for the widget areas, obviously it's context aware, so it knows that we're on the front page of the theme and website, so it's going to display what widget areas are available for that section. So we have the front page edge to edge, which would be this right here. Again, that would be where you would put a slider or something to that effect. We have the front page full centered, which is this section right here. Then we have the footer left, middle, and right, which is available everywhere. If you're on the blog page, let's go over there. You can go to widgets. Now we have different widgets available to us. We have the home page template edge to edge. Then we have the below content, again, which is this over here, which is displayed on the blog row page and also displayed on the individual post page as well. So you see that there. All right, so this is a brief rundown of DevWP and also showing you what I think as a theme developer, most themes should have. Again, just a quick overview. Has the ability to have a fixed navigation bar on top or a standard non-fixed navigation bar. Different layout options that you can set the default options right there within the theme options section of the theme customizer. You have the ability to choose the excerpt length and also the social media sharing icons and the social media connection icons as well, which is important because you want people to connect with you and your brand on social media, but also to share your content with their connections on social media as well. And then if we go, let's just publish this real quick. We go to the admin dashboard section. Let's undo that. Go to the dashboard. I also added some other features as well. So if you go over here to appearance, you have the view all shortcodes. So often when you install a new plugin, it'll give you the ability to use shortcodes right within your content. And sometimes you might forget what shortcodes are available. So what I did was created the functionality that highlights every single shortcode that you can use on your WordPress powered website based on the theme you're using and the plugins that you're using. So you see here, I do have Ninja Forms installed on this. I have also, WooCommerce functionality built into this as well. And I'll show you that very quickly. And also some other plugins like Contact Form 7 and Simple Contact Form and WP Forms as well. So if we go to the front end, we go to blog. Actually, what I'll do is we'll go over here. Now we'll search the site. Now we go over here. I'm going to show you the WooCommerce support. We have support for WooCommerce. That might be something that interests you as well. So a person could take a look at the content like that. They can add to cart. They can change the amount and they get the description, things of that nature. And this also will refactor based on the layout option that you choose as well. And then if you look at the contact page, this is how the contact forms for Contact Form 7 will look, for Ninja Forms, for WP Forms, and Simple Contact Form will look. I also have code that will make this look great for Gravity Forms as well. Now when it comes to Guttenberg, which is right around the corner, this has early support for that as well in terms of the content blocks, and I'll be demonstrating that in full when I shoot the video for DevWP. And then this is the social sharing and connection options that we have over here as well. And another thing you want to make sure is that the theme is coded well. So one way to do that is to use the theme check plugin. So we're going to check this over here, and you're going to see that it passes all the testing that WordPress wants when a theme's going to be uploaded to the repository of WordPress. Now, some themes may not fully pass this test, and that doesn't mean it's a bad theme. It just means that, they're focused on selling a theme on a third-party site that offers different types of functionality that maybe WordPress may not want to have in a theme that's uploaded to the repository itself. So it's very dependent on what the issue that might be presented. But overall, you want to make sure that it passes this functionality here. All right, so that's DevWP. This is some of the stuff that I believe would be beneficial to people to consider when using a theme. If they're going to choose a free theme from WordPress.org, you're going to find there's a whole bunch of awesome free themes available on the repository, and free might be the best way to go. But if you're in business and you want something a little bit more customized and unique and things of that nature, you may want to go with a theme that's premium. Why is that? Because of functionality that might be added to it, the ability to customize it, and the optimization and performance of it. So if we go over here and we're gonna view the page source, one thing you're gonna notice is that besides these plugins, because these are the developer-centric plugins, but the theme itself is only calling in one style sheet. So instead of calling in the Bootstrap style sheet and another style sheet and a bunch of other stuff and calling in a bunch of JavaScript files, which all those are HTTP requests, it's only calling in one of them and has all the code there and is already minified. So that's good. All the code is already concatenated for you, it's minified for you, and it just means that the theme itself is going to perform well online. And that's the search engine optimization benefit that you want to consider. And you want to make sure your theme supports. So DevWP is a training theme. It has a bunch of different layout options that you could choose from. And it might be something that you want to use to power your website, or you may want to use it to learn how to code, since I already have videos up on YouTube on how to code a WordPress theme. So if we go back over here, back to the customizer, important links, video documentation, you go right here, check. This is the video that I have currently up, and I'm creating a brand new video that teaches everybody how to code a WordPress theme using underscores and using the Bootstrap 4 framework. And another thing to mention before I end the video, since this is getting kind of long, is the fact that this theme is using Font Awesome 5. Now, it's not using Font Awesome 4, it's using the version 5. And that's important to note because it's the latest version of Font Awesome, which is more performant and offers a few more fonts than the previous version. Another thing is, if you're going to, let's go over here, let's go to the theme options. Let's say you're gonna have a left sidebar. Let's publish that. Go back here. One thing that you're gonna note is that since it has a left sidebar, what a lot of themes get wrong or forget to do is consider the impact that having a sidebar on the left-hand side would have on a website. What do I mean? All right, so if we're gonna reduce the browser window for this, watch what happens here. Let me toggle that off again. As it should, it refactors itself and adapts to the screen size, but the sidebar goes towards the bottom instead of on top. And now that's important because above the fold content is extremely important when it comes to your search engine optimization. And this theme, DevWP, has it set up that if you have a left sidebar, the sidebar is gonna go towards the bottom of the page when viewed on a smaller browser window. And that is important for your search engine optimization goals and your user experience. Because again, people are going to your website so that way they can view your content, not your secondary content like your calendar or things of that nature. They want to see your actual content. So you want to make sure that's above the fold, front and center, and ready for a person to view. So these are just some of the things you should look for when choosing a WordPress theme. You want to make sure it has good navigation, easy navigation, that is easy to use, whether it's on a smartphone, tablet, or desktop and laptop. You want to make sure that you have support for social media connection and sharing, different layout options. You want to have some user experience enhancements like the scroll to top, WooCommerce support if you're into e-commerce, a theme that comes with documentation and with the ability to get more information how to set it up, or in this case, how to code it from scratch. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.